So today, ladies and gentlemen, and I was planning to do this for a number of weeks, we're going to launch a new podcast column that I'm calling Tales from the Desk. Now, I was a print reporter, maybe the last pure print reporter in New Brunswick history, because as a lot of you know, the weekly offices in New Brunswick that were bought by the Irvings have been shuttered. Everything is remote. They control everything that the journalists covers. They can't take incoming calls. They don't really associate with the public as much as the 1990s, 2000, and early 2010s. So in this regular column, might be once a week or twice a week, I'm just going to describe a little bit of the process that print journalists, especially weekly journalists like me, go through. Now, because I was a sports editor for a number of decades, I can tell you the best part of covering youth sports were the parents. And the worst part about covering youth sports was the parents. Now, most time parents are too involved with their children's lives to become obsessive, thinking going to be next NBA or next NHL player. Now, for basketball, obviously, how many people from New Brunswick have made the pros? Not many. NHL, minor pro, yes, so hockey is a better add-on, but each one, basketball and hockey, are the worst. You never hear about rugby players' parents worried about them making Premier League or whatever. Now, when parents get involved, they started to question the way I used to write and the photos I would put in the paper. These are all true incidents, and I want you to take it with a grain of salt. There's no names going to be used, but is indication. Now, I got a call once from a parent saying, did you get the score from the game last night? I said, what score? He said, our team lost 100-0. Really? I said, that's a story in itself. And I said, I'll give him a call. And she said, if you put that score in the paper, we're going to cancel our subscription. I said, ma'am, did I play the game? I said, I can have to report the facts. Well, he said, the children will be embarrassed. I said, ma'am, the children will be embarrassed enough. Losing 100-0, they don't need you making a big stink in the media. Now, dumb question, ma'am, did the team play Campbellton? She said, how'd you guess that? Well, considering, I'm not going to say what type of youth division it was. I said Campbellton's considered one of the strongest teams in New Brunswick in that division. Actually, this Campbellton team won provincials. So I said, the last game, did he score 25 points? He said, how'd you know that? You lost 75-25, right? You weren't playing Campbellton. It was well known back in the day that Campbellton would take no prisoners. I was once playing in a game against Campbellton for intermediate ball, the old Rescuers Intermediate Baseball League. They defeated us 27-3 with the 10-run rule. They could have scored 50 runs. They weren't taking it easy on us. They were throwing 87 mile-an-hour fastballs and breaking balls that would fall off the table. And I told the lady straight out, I said, you play the game, you do your best, and I said, these people are not going to the NBA. I said, maybe just playing the game is enough of a victory. Now, another parent in another separate incident was questioning why I ran a team shot where her son was obscured in a championship title photo. You know how they lift a trophy up and everybody gives a celebratory 2 hands above. She was mad at me because her son was obscured. Now, I told her straight out, I said, that's not, when you're taking a photo, you can't make sure all 20 people are totally in focus. I said, did he not put his hand in the trophy? And I said, maybe he was obscured because he was 4 inches shorter than everybody else. I said, I told him he had to be in front. He didn't want to go. Well, she said, you're not a very good photographer. Well, I said, if you don't want me showing up next time to take the photo, I said, I don't get paid on weekends. You take the photo. Hung up on me. She called up my boss and basically said it was argumentative over the phone. And my boss said, what's the difference there? Now, another case where a parent took a total freak, said I demeaned her son because her son was, I said in the write-up, he was pulled after the second period. He was a goalie. He gave up 11 goals in the first 2 periods, and unlike Patrick Roy with Mario Tremblay, he was pulled. She saw that a negativity of the process. Now, you can't use the term taken out. You can use removed, but removed is a little bit worse than pulled. Where pulled, it could have been injury, it could be exhaustion or whatever. But she had it in her mind that I was out to get her child, get this, because her husband, the father of the child, used to bully me at Dalhousie Regional High School, and she said in her mind I was getting back at the gentleman's father for being a bully. Well, I said, he used to bully everybody. I said, are you going to get mad at a local mechanic if you bring your car in, he doesn't want to give you something for free? I said, actions are not mine. This is the terminology. If someone freaks out on you, now we see occasions back in the day when you wrote something in the paper, it was a direct line to your office. They would get you on the phone and wail and complain and compliment at the same time in certain occasions. So you never know what was going to happen. I had ladies and gentlemen used to come in saying our editorial staff had no right to cover court, even though it was public domain, even though sessions were open to the public. Court news was a big part of print back in the day. In 2021, with the soft hands approach of journalism, you're not going to see a heavy court presence compared back in the day. Now, Campbellton Provincial and Court of Queen's Bench, back in the day, I think we used to cover at least through our court reporter, Trevor McNally. That's a shout out. Trevor is a good court reporter. 1,500 to 2,000 court cases a year, because they call that the docket. Now, I know in the Bangor Daily News, the docket is two-liners where people plead guilty to what the fine would be. But in this case, Trevor had to treat each individual appearance as his own court story. You see this on Court Cam, or it used to be old Court TV. Now these are seem to be bizarre incidents. But I ask you a question, ladies and gentlemen. When you hear about this all crazes with fake news, that's just like people don't know anything about journalism. Imagine if you go for groceries and you work as, I don't know, a landscaper, and people were allowed to say you're full of shit because you missed a flower bed or you missed 2 rocks, and people come to your place of work and criticize you as you're planting or seeding or whatever. That'd be freaky. In journalism, that's what you do. I would be on assignment and somebody would be heckling me while the event was going on, like council meetings, where you're supposed to keep your mouth shut while council is going on. There was a session in Baldoon where someone was there and he said, you can't fucking write, you're full of shit, while the mayor and council were in session talking, and the mayor hit his gavel and he said, please do not insult Mr. Corrier while the council session is going on. If you want to insult him, wait to the end of the meeting. And the guy said, I'll do what I want, and he said, Sergeant of Arms, get him out of here. So I've seen occasions where literally members of the public at grocery stores, at restaurants, they see my face, they see my write-up, and they were determined, just my personality, the way I wrote. There's something in Canada called Canadian press style. It's a generalized format. It's almost fill in the blanks. Even obituaries are like that. I used to write obituaries. People as well would blame me, for example, in cases that were determined not to be murder but suicide. We would say foul play is not suspected. We would say suicide in the write-up. But people would see that and say people automatically think of suicide. And I told one guy once, I said, look at the hickeys up North Shore, they drop like flies with heart trouble. If we say a hickey was found in the house, you would determine foul play is not suspected. Maybe, well, he said, why don't you put in what he died of? I said, I'm not a coroner. I'm not going to go to a coroner. I said, there's insurance and going on. Like I said, people now, they make up news, but before they would judge news people and newsmen. Like, why in the hell would you work at the job and not get paid? I would cover sporting events all weekend, 15 to 20 hours, and not get paid, because you only get paid for weekdays at a rate of 37 or 40 or whatever. But most occasions, you have to figure out the best thing to cover in the least amount of time. I used to cover sometimes multiple tournaments at once. You had the junior high tournament and then the senior high tournament on the same weekend. It's happened. You know, like a 1 o'clock final and a 5 o'clock final. And 95% of the people really appreciate it. But these 5%, if I could tape these people, go back in the DeLorean in time to show you how crazy they were. Now, the nicest compliment I ever got is the manager of the Ocotillo Cyclones when he came back for hockey. It took a while for him to grow. They were losing all the time. The GM said, Jeffrey, we lose more than 5 goals, don't put it in the paper. But he said, if we do better, you're going to get exclusive. Sure enough, they won provincials within a few years, and we had the exclusive. One of the biggest stories, comeback stories I ever covered, because he had lost to Woodstock at provincials and eventually won against Glasgow or Grand Falls. But, ladies and gentlemen, I loved every moment as a journalist, but see like that song, James Taylor, I ain't seen fire, I ain't seen rain. But ladies and gentlemen, you can't see me here. I'm 6'2", 280 pounds. I'm diabetic. I got a Jewish, Irish, Acadian temper. And these 5'2" individuals pointing up a foot above, threatening me like, well, he's not going to do something. And times where I told him to go fuck himself, he'd freak right out. I said, well, you go to my boss and I'll tell you threaten me and you'll get charged. I'll get reprimanded. And totally bizarre. So, first edition Tales from the Desk. If you like what I'm doing with this, let me know. If you think journalists are full of crap, let me know. But if you had good experiences, especially with community reporters on the West Coast, Central U.S. and Canada, and the Maritimers, man, we are the kings of community reportage. And it crosses over to CBC, CTV, and all the TV channels. In its glory era from 1975 to 2000, there was nothing better than community reporting in the Maritimes. It was an honor. But after that, when the internet and high speed came in, everything was ruined, because sometimes news being fast becomes irrelevant because you just want it. Like, fast food is no good for you. It may taste great, but after a while, it makes you sick. And I would never, ever, ever tell any young journalist to go into print journalism unless it's the pure community reportage. Now, I know there's different places across Canada that have relaunched community reporting, and hopefully that will bring back. But you look at the BC interior, Alberta, Saskatchewan, Southern Ontario, parts, again, the McNeil Group in PEI, the Cadogan, what I call Graveyard in New Brunswick, the former Cadogan newspapers for a few years, Membership Leader and Campbellton Tribune, Dalhousie News, Northern Light. I've written for all of them, actually. And community reportage right now has died. Maybe something will replace it. See that song, Atlantic City? Sometimes things come back. I hope so, but I wouldn't worry about it, because, you know, what are you going to do? Discontinue the internet just to make sure community reporters are respected? Never going to happen. Thanks for listening. Bye.